Do you ever find yourself feeling utterly exhausted, even after a full night's sleep? Maybe you meticulously plan your healthy meals, get your steps in, and even meditate, yet a persistent feeling of anxiety hums just beneath the surface. Honestly, it's a common story I hear in my practice, time and time again. People are putting in the effort. They're genuinely trying to live healthier, more vibrant lives. They follow the latest wellness advice, drink plenty of water, and avoid processed foods. Yet, despite their best intentions and dedicated actions, something still feels fundamentally off-kilter. They feel wired but tired, struggle to focus, and find their mood swinging for no apparent reason. This sense of frustration can be incredibly disheartening. When you believe you are ticking all the correct boxes for good health, it's easy to start blaming yourself. You might think you just aren't trying hard enough, or maybe that this is simply what modern life feels like. The truth is often far simpler and lies not in a lack of effort, but in a lack of a single, crucial component. It's an unseen deficiency that can undermine all your hard work, leaving you feeling stuck in a cycle of fatigue and unease. This isn't a personal failing, it's a biological puzzle, and we might just be missing a vital piece. Imagine your body as a finely tuned instrument. You can have the most beautiful strings and the strongest frame, but without the correct tuning pegs, it will never produce a harmonious sound. In the same way, your lifestyle habits are the strings of your health, but a specific mineral acts as the tuning peg, ensuring everything works in sync. Without it, your internal rhythms can fall into disarray, no matter how much you polish the exterior. This missing element is rarely discussed in mainstream wellness conversations, which tend to focus more on macronutrients like protein and carbohydrates or glamorous vitamins. But its absence can be the root cause of so many common complaints. The problem is that we often look for complex solutions to what feel like complex problems. We search for elaborate diets, intense workout regimes, or expensive new gadgets to fix how we feel. But what if the answer wasn't about adding more complexity, but about restoring a simple, foundational element that our bodies are crying out for? What if the key to unlocking better energy, calmer moods, and deeper sleep wasn't another demanding habit, but a humble mineral? It's time we looked past the obvious and explored the powerful, often ignored hero that could be the key to helping you finally feel your best. When we talk about health, certain nutrients get all the attention. We hear endlessly about vitamin D for our bones and immunity, or iron for our energy levels. Magnesium, if it is mentioned at all, is often relegated to a supporting role, perhaps recommended for muscle cramps after exercise or as a mild sleep aid. But this view dramatically underestimates its importance. Magnesium is not just a minor player, it's the conductor of your body's entire orchestra. It's involved in over 300 essential biochemical reactions, influencing everything from your heartbeat to your hormone production. It is a true master mineral, quietly ensuring the entire symphony of your biology plays in perfect harmony. Think of your body's internal systems as a complex network of clocks. You have a master clock in your brain, known as the circadian rhythm, which governs your sleep-wake cycle. But you also have smaller clocks in almost every organ and cell, dictating when they should be active and when they should rest. For all these clocks to be synchronized, they need a timekeeper. Magnesium is that timekeeper. It ensures that your energy production ramps up in the morning and that your body prepares for rest in the evening. When magnesium levels are low, this intricate timing system starts to falter, leading to that feeling of being out of sync with your own body. This is why simply trying harder to sleep or pushing through fatigue often fails. If the underlying mechanism that governs your body's rhythms is compromised, no amount of willpower can fully correct it. You can draw the curtains and turn off your phone, but if your internal chemistry is signaling daytime when it should be winding down, sleep will remain elusive. You are essentially trying to force an orchestra to play a lullaby when the conductor is still energetically waving the baton for a rousing daytime march. The missing link is not your discipline. It is the mineral that helps the conductor signal the correct tempo for every part of your day. So let's reframe our understanding of this incredible nutrient. Magnesium isn't just a calming mineral or something for athletes. It's a foundational pillar of our health, absolutely essential for the basic functioning of our cells, the balance of our hormones, and the rhythm of our lives. Its influence is so profound that a deficiency can manifest in a bewildering array of symptoms, from anxiety and poor sleep to sugar cravings and low energy. By recognizing magnesium as the master regulator it truly is, we can start to understand why restoring its levels can have such a transformative effect on our overall well-being. It's the key to getting your entire system back on schedule. For too long, the popular narrative around magnesium has been incredibly narrow, often pigeonholing it as something you take for a muscle twitch or to help you unwind before bed. While it does excel at these things, this is like describing a master architect as someone who's merely good at hanging pictures. The true power of magnesium lies in its deep cellular role as a regulator of our circadian rhythm, the 24-hour internal clock that governs our biology and behavior. This clock dictates when we feel sleepy, when we are alert, and when our hormones should rise and fall. Magnesium is a critical cog in this intricate machinery. Scientific studies are now illuminating just how central magnesium is to this process. Research has shown that the concentration of magnesium in our cells actually rises and falls in a 24-hour cycle, mirroring the circadian rhythm. This fluctuation helps control how efficiently our cells can convert fuel into energy. When magnesium levels are optimal, our cells are brilliant at producing energy during the day and then shifting into repair and restoration mode at night. A deficiency disrupts this natural ebb and flow, meaning our cells may struggle to generate energy when we need it, leaving us feeling fatigued and sluggish during the day. Furthermore, magnesium directly interacts with the receptors in our brain that are responsible for calming the nervous system. Specifically, it binds to and stimulates GABA, gamma-aminobutyric acid receptors. GABA is the primary inhibitory neurotransmitter in your brain. Its job is to put the brakes on, slow things down, and reduce neuronal excitability. Think of it as the off switch for an overactive mind. By enhancing the function of GABA, magnesium helps to quieten the mental chatter that can keep you awake at night, contributing to a more peaceful transition into sleep and a more restorative rest. This is why magnesium deficiency can leave you feeling wired and tired. Without enough of this mineral, your nervous system can get stuck in the on position. Your mind races, your muscles feel tense, and your body remains in a state of high alert, even when you are lying in bed. It's a state of physiological stress that prevents deep relaxation and recovery. Understanding this science moves magnesium out of the realm of just for relaxation and into its rightful place as a fundamental regulator of our body's master clock and nervous system. It's not just about feeling calm, it's about restoring a fundamental biological rhythm. The influence of magnesium extends far beyond the nervous system. It is also a key player in the delicate dance of our hormones. Hormones are chemical messengers that control nearly all of our body's processes, from our stress response to our metabolism. For them to work effectively, they need to be released in the right amounts at the right times. Magnesium plays a crucial role in ensuring this happens smoothly. One of the most important relationships is between magnesium and cortisol, our primary stress hormone. Cortisol is vital for our survival, but when it is chronically elevated, it can lead to a host of problems, including anxiety, weight gain, and poor sleep. Magnesium helps to regulate our stress response system, known as the HPA, or hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. It essentially acts as a brake on this system, preventing the excessive release of cortisol. When you are under stress, your body uses up magnesium more rapidly. If your levels are already low, you can find yourself in a vicious cycle. Stress depletes magnesium, and low magnesium makes you less resilient to stress, leading to even higher cortisol levels. By ensuring you have adequate magnesium, you provide your body with the resources it needs to manage stress effectively, keeping cortisol in check and preventing your nervous system from going into overdrive. At the other end of the spectrum is melatonin, the hormone that signals to your body that it is time to sleep. Melatonin production is intrinsically linked to our circadian rhythm, rising in the evening as darkness falls. Magnesium is essential for the proper function of the pineal gland, which produces melatonin. It helps to regulate the release of this crucial sleep hormone, ensuring that you start to feel naturally drowsy at an appropriate time. Without sufficient magnesium, melatonin production can be suppressed or dysregulated, making it difficult to fall asleep and stay asleep throughout the night. Moreover, magnesium plays a vital role in insulin sensitivity. Insulin is the hormone responsible for managing our blood sugar levels. When our cells become resistant to insulin, it can lead to energy crashes, sugar cravings, and an increased risk of type 2 diabetes. Magnesium is a cofactor for the enzymes that help insulin do its job effectively, allowing glucose to enter our cells to be used for energy. By improving insulin sensitivity, magnesium helps to stabilize blood sugar levels, which in turn leads to more stable energy and moods throughout the day. It is a true hormonal multitasker, orchestrating balance from stress to sleep to sugar. I remember a patient I'll call Sarah. She was in her late 30s, a mother of 2 with a demanding job. She came to me feeling at her wit's end. "I'm doing everything I'm supposed to," she explained, her voice filled with a mixture of exhaustion and frustration. "I eat a whole food diet. I do yoga 3 times a week. I don't drink coffee afternoon, but I'm exhausted all the time. I lie in bed for hours with my mind racing, and then I feel anxious and irritable all the next day." She felt like a failure, convinced that there was something deeply wrong with her that she just couldn't fix. Her story was a classic example of someone whose efforts were being undermined by an unseen factor. We ran some routine tests, which all came back normal, only adding to her confusion. However, when we looked closer at her symptoms, the anxiety, the muscle tension in her shoulders, her persistent sugar cravings in the afternoon, and the poor sleep, a pattern began to emerge. These were all hallmark signs of magnesium deficiency. Despite her healthy diet, it was clear her body's demands for this mineral, heightened by her stressful lifestyle, were outstripping her supply. We decided on a simple intervention. I didn't ask her to change her diet or exercise routine. Instead, I simply suggested she start taking a well-absorbed form of magnesium supplement each evening before bed. I recommended magnesium glycinate, as it is gentle on the stomach and particularly effective for promoting calm and sleep. She was skeptical at first, wondering how a single mineral could possibly make a difference when nothing else had, but she was desperate enough to give it a try, and she committed to taking it consistently for a few weeks. The transformation was remarkable. Within the first week, Sarah reported that the buzzing feeling of anxiety had started to quieten. After 2 weeks, she told me she was falling asleep within 20 minutes of getting into bed, something she hadn't experienced in years. By the 1-month mark, she came back to my practice a different person. Her energy levels were up, her mood was stable, and the afternoon sugar cravings had vanished. "I feel like myself again," she said with a genuine smile. "It's like someone finally turned down the noise in my head." Sarah's story is a powerful testament to how restoring a foundational nutrient can change everything. Seeing the profound impact magnesium had on Sarah, you might wonder why deficiency is so common. If this mineral is so essential, shouldn't our bodies be good at holding on to it? The issue is twofold. We are getting less from our food than we used to, and our modern lifestyles are causing us to use up what we do get at an accelerated rate. This combination has created a perfect storm for widespread suboptimal magnesium levels. It is not necessarily an acute deficiency that would show up on a standard blood test, but a chronic insufficiency that prevents us from functioning at our best. Firstly, agricultural practices have changed dramatically over the last century. Intensive farming has depleted the soil of many essential minerals, including magnesium. As a result, the fruit, vegetables, and grains we eat today contain significantly less magnesium than they did 50 or 100 years ago. Even if you are eating a diet rich in leafy greens, nuts, and seeds, all traditional sources of magnesium, you may not be getting the same amount your grandparents did from the very same foods. On top of this, the rise of processed foods, which are stripped of their natural mineral content during manufacturing, has further widened this nutritional gap. Secondly, the demands of modern life actively deplete our magnesium stores. Chronic stress is perhaps the biggest culprit. As we discussed, the stress response causes our bodies to excrete magnesium through our urine. In a world of constant deadlines, digital notifications, and financial pressures, many of us are living in a state of low-grade chronic stress, meaning we are constantly losing this vital mineral. This creates a vicious cycle where stress depletes magnesium, and low magnesium makes us less able to cope with stress, further depleting our reserves. Finally, many other common lifestyle factors also increase our need for magnesium. Regular consumption of caffeine and alcohol can both increase its excretion from the body. Certain common medications, such as some diuretics and acid blockers, can also interfere with magnesium absorption or increase its loss. Even high-sugar diets can be a drain, as magnesium is required to metabolize the sugar we consume. When you combine depleted soils, processed diets, chronic stress, and other lifestyle factors, it becomes clear why so many of us are running on empty. We are fighting an uphill battle to maintain adequate levels of this crucial mineral. The good news is that restoring your magnesium levels is entirely achievable. It is one of the simplest and most impactful changes you can make for your health. The approach involves two key strategies: increasing your intake through food and considering a high-quality supplement to bridge the gap. Starting with your diet is always a fantastic first step. Focus on incorporating magnesium-rich foods into your daily meals. Wonderful sources include dark leafy greens like spinach and Swiss chard, nuts, and seeds, especially pumpkin seeds, almonds, and cashews, avocados, dark chocolate with at least 70% cocoa, and legumes like black beans and lentils. Making a conscious effort to include a few of these in your diet each day can make a real difference. However, due to the soil depletion and lifestyle factors we've discussed, it can be very difficult to get optimal amounts of magnesium from food alone, especially if you are already showing signs of deficiency. This is where a supplement can be incredibly helpful. When choosing a supplement, the form matters. The cheaper magnesium oxide, commonly found in pharmacies, is poorly absorbed and can often have a laxative effect. Instead, look for more bioavailable forms like magnesium glycinate or bisglycinate, which is bound to the calming amino acid glycine and is excellent for sleep and anxiety. Other good forms include magnesium citrate, which is well absorbed, and magnesium malate, which can be helpful for energy production and muscle soreness. Starting a supplement is straightforward. A typical starting dose is around 200 to 400 milligrams of elemental magnesium per day. It is best taken in the evening about an hour before you plan to go to sleep, as it can promote relaxation and help initiate your body's winding down process. Be patient and consistent. While some people like Sarah notice a difference within a week, for others it might take 3 to 4 weeks of consistent use to fully replenish their cellular stores and experience the full benefits. Listen to your body and adjust the dose if needed, but always be mindful of the potential for loose stools if you take too much, which is a sign to scale back. Ultimately, this is an invitation to conduct a simple experiment on yourself. If you resonate with the feelings of being tired but wired, anxious, or out of sync, consider making magnesium your focus for the next month. You have nothing to lose and potentially so much to gain: deeper sleep, a calmer mind, more stable energy, and a renewed sense of well-being. This small, simple change could be the key that unlocks your body's natural rhythm and helps you finally feel the way you are supposed to feel. Don't underestimate the power of this humble mineral. Take action, restore what is missing, and reclaim your health.